But anyways, we will hop into this later. We have the semifinal here between Yannex, Massa, Peck, and none other than Bren. Will be a banger of a match, as we have the map rotation being Sky Hero, Zeppelin, Rock or Roll, Contest Diving, Bunny Hop, and then Mini XXL as the last map. So Rock or Roll now map number 2. So map order has changed a bit as the players are warming up now. We are playing cup mode and it's single elimination. So who gets out here and is not in the top 2 will be out in this tournament, or like in this kind of smaller step from the combine in general. And then we have a little bit of a more complex system going into the point behind this, because you have a linear point system behind it. So who gets first here in general, so who wins the final will get first. But now you're thinking, there are 8 players going out in the quarterfinals, because only the first 2 players will advance from the 4th. There you have something like who gets the most points will grant himself the 9th point or the 9th place, and who gets the least amount of points will grant himself the last place, unfortunately. So last time it was Ager who only had 73 points, and then the quarterfinal that I casted, so he got last. The semifinal that I casted, there was Revolution, who dropped down after losing 5 finals attempts, and he only got 9th place and didn't get through. However, it was Lego who's playing now semifinal 2 against Afi, Gwen, and I think Marcin, or... Oh yeah, Marcin. He will play it out against them. So he's, safe to say, 8th place. But let's start. Warm-up has started. If you're interested, I will link the sheet in the description below, or just type in exclamation mark bracket into the chat. Then you will see everything. But however, we are starting here with round number 1. Bren and Yannex off to a very good start, as we see Massa not having the best line, had to readjust it, and now is already 0.3 of a second behind Bren, Yannex, and Peck. It's actually pretty close here for that first placement here as we're approaching that jump. We see players went for it. Yannex not with the best standing, really wonky for him, and Massa is able to capitalize from this in the same breath. He makes a mistake and gets overtaken by Peck. So Peck chasing Yannex here as he gets a really good turn here and has more speed than Yannex. Had a really good release, and it's Bren actually being miles ahead or over Peck and Yannex here in that section. So Bren off to a very good part, but almost I thought for him that he lost some speed there, but that wasn't the case. So Bren is now in first and will stay there as Peck comes a bit closer after that minor mistake from him. So only the identity is remaining for the French player playing for Team Lunary. So can Peck hold strong? Is he able to grant himself that 2nd place, or will he actually move up to 1st place? No, Bren does it really good, goes very close to that narrow ring there. So Peck in 2nd, Massa in 3rd, and Yannex in 4th, just behind Massa there. So only 0.14 of a second between both of the players, and Bren granting himself the first 10-pointer of the match. As we go into round number 2, let's go ahead with Peck again. So every player survives the start. Bren jumps very far and therefore had to readjust his line, and Massa making a mistake. So he will be out on this round. So Massa risking it for the biscuit yet again. So he's 0.8 of a second behind, as we see Yannex dropping a bit further behind as well. Now we have actually the match live here. We didn't have this one, so I don't have to tap all the time. Or was it there on the prior match as well? I don't know, but now I have this one. So that's really good. Peck in first, chased by Bren here. Peck, not with the best transition there, but manages to stabilize his car, as we see Yannex gets attacked by Massa here in this section. So very close fight here for that 3rd place, and also Peck is not safe because we've seen the very good identity section here from Bren there in the end. Alright, so who is gonna survive? Peck actually extends his lead to 0.3 of a second and gets a really good drift section there as well. So Bren will lose a little bit more time towards him. But let's see what Bren is able to do in the ending. Is Peck able to stay in first? Or is Bren with that double slide technique? Oh no, he failed it. And as well as Massa. So Bren will most likely... Yeah, he's able to finish, but only barely. But I think Massa... Oh yeah, Massa's also able to finish, but only barely, being 8 seconds behind. So Yannex will be very happy about that, because that was a not that good round for him. So Peck up to 16 points. And this is very, very difficult, or very, very hard to estimate for you as a player when you should risk and when not. And this line that Bren is doing is very risky to do. Massa, however, yet again behind. So he's 0.4 of a second behind all of the 3 players. As we see Bren with a very convincing start yet again, as well as Yannex. Yannex doesn't go. I think I thought for a minute that he didn't go for that jump. But hello, Peck, where are you coming from? So Peck up to first place. And Peck does it really, really good. Look at this. He's 0.6 of a second ahead of Yannex. But Yannex comes a bit closer as he has a little bit more speed over Peck. But also Bren with a very, very good drop into the underground section. So this will be a battle and a half here for that first place. Who is gonna take it? As Peck gets attacked here, but gets a really good jump into that left-hander and then into the dirt transition. You need to not jump very far to the left in order to grant yourself a good alignment for that left-hander on the dirt. So Peck still in first, and he is playing very convincing on this track yet again. It was the first map on the quarterfinal as well. So can he be on the first place, or is Bren overtaking him? Bren with more speed, but it's not sufficient. So Peck yet again in first. Massa is overtaking Yannex there in the end. So what a great round there. And Peck actually with a very good time here with a 1:21.93. So what a great time here from Peck as he moves up to 26 points. Round number 4 we go. Massa. Not the best start for him into the match, as well as Yannex, both only with 12 and 11 points respectively. As we see Yannex having a good start this time, being 0.15 of a second ahead, and Bren making a mistake. So Bren is most likely out on this round, unless we see a lot of blunders from the other players. Massa also in the mix, but loses a little bit of speed as he goes for that jump and overtakes Peck in mid-air, but didn't get the best alignment here for that one. But it's neck and neck here for that second place, as we see Yannex still holding strong to that first place. As we see Massa going super close to the wall, has way more speed than both Peck and Yannex, and comes closer and closer towards that first place. As we drop into the tunnel section, we see Massa going for the attack, and as well as Peck. So what a battle here for that first place. What a great round so far. And now the decisive part is coming up. Massa not getting a good landing, and therefore Yannex and Peck are going apart from each other, from Massa, I mean. But Yannex also falling a bit behind. So it's yet again Peck in first place. Very, very convincing performance by the UK player at the moment. But the identity is, of course, oh my god, that was super close, of course remaining. As you see Massa risking it and has more speed, but it won't be enough yet again. So Peck again in first with another 1:22 low time. Massa in second, Yannex in third. So what a great round again. Bren just being 0.9 of a second behind the leader. So this would have been a close round for him, but of course he made that mistake in the first few corners. Last round here, as we see Massa coming a bit closer towards Bren, and we see Peck already with 36 points out of 40 possible points. So what a performance here from the UK player. What a great performance. Oh man. And now, this time around, no player with a major mistake, as we see, yeah, I mean, Peck and Bren not with the best lines here. Let's see. Oh, good jump there from Peck as he overtakes Bren in mid-air. And Yannex, what is this speed? So great speed there from the Swiss player. And also Massa, look at him, just yeeting away. So Massa shows what he's capable of doing. Peck down to last place, being 0.5 of a second behind, but he has a little bit of a better alignment and didn't lose too much speed over, or like time over his opponents, and overtakes Yannex here. So Yannex seems to stumble on this map, only 16 points out of 4 rounds, and he is looking to get another 3-pointer in this round as well, as we see Massa being miles ahead over the other players. This looks like a 1:21 for him, as he's approaching the last 2 corners at first. Peck in second, but Bren is just behind him. Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take second place? It's safe to say that Massa is getting first, and it's Bren not being able to catch up towards Peck. But what a great time by Massa, 1:21. What a great round here for that second place. But Peck, look at this, 42 points out of 50 points possible. Yeah, but this is exactly what Massa needed here. So 27 points for both Bren and Massa. Yannex down to 19. And then we have Peck with 42 points. A very, very good start for him. This is exactly what he wants. He has the momentum. And then after that, we have rock or roll, contest diving as well, bunny hop. And maybe we don't even see Mini XXL. Let's find out. Alright, good starts here for all of the 3 players except of all of the 4 players except of Yannex, who falls a bit further behind. But this map is super long, and if you make a mistake like Bren, this is over and out for you. Alrighty. Alrighty. No one is going for that wallbang. Bren decides to not go for the warm-up. Ooh, and Peck with a no slide here. This is what you have to avoid. You have to counter steer at one part of the map, or one part of the turn, in order to let your slide go. Wallbang is not allowed, yes. I think it's not a ban, but it's not allowed. But only if you do it like on purpose. If you're like crashing or something like that, it can happen. But not if you wallbang on purpose. So Massa finishing with a 126.45. I think that's a very, very good match time. Hopefully Massa is able to do that again and not failing here like in step number 5, where he just fell apart. So let's follow Yannex, who is in dire need of some points. Only 19 points out of the last 5 maps, as we see him making a good start alongside with Massa and also Peck. So it's only Bren who falls a bit further behind. But just saying that, Bren comes a little bit closer towards Peck here. 1500ths of a second behind Yannex here. Approaching this part here, and then now comes the wall right into that narrow jump. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who is gonna survive it or who's not gonna make it. It seems that every player made it, and it's very, very close here between that top 3. Bren gives us a very, very good overview in that section here, as we see Massa approaching this dirt section at first and is being battled right now for Peck. Yannex falls a bit further behind, but still holding strong in that second and that third place. Bren, however, is lurking the shadow. Peck goes super close to the wall here, and it's now Massa in first. So what a fight here. Oh, Yannex almost touches there, but he was able to stabilize his car. So Massa in first, Peck in second. Who's gonna take it? All are going for that right side approach, but it's Bren failing it as well as Yannex. So both of the 2 players have to respawn, and who's gonna take it? Also Peck not making it. So it's Massa granting himself the easiest 10-pointer of his life. But can we talk about what happened there? Everyone made a mistake except of Massa. This is swapped roles. Yannex, Bren second and third, and Peck is able to finish in last place. No idea where I was jumping. Alright, going into round number 2 on Zeppelin. The longest map where Massa made a mistake. So Massa will be out for a fight on this round, as he is 0.1 second behind. So swapped roles here compared to that prior round. Let's see a close battle here for that first base between Peck and Yannex. Also Bren in the mix, but he's a little bit further behind. Let's see who gets this one the best. You want to land as early as possible to re-accelerate faster. But if you get a very good drift here, it's you run into the into the danger that you lose your grip and get a jump. So this is not good. So Peck still in first, chased by Yannex and also Bren being 0.3 of a second. So Peck is extending his lead over both Yannex and Bren. Peck also getting a really good line. Look at that. But Bren is coming closer but not getting the best turn here. So who's gonna survive this identity? We have seen a lot of mistakes by all of the 3 players in the prior round, but this time around it's looking good. Good approaches for all of the players. Yannex, failing it. Yannex failing it. Bren moves up to P2, and it is Peck with a very good jump. And oh no, he touches the pudding, and it's now Bren who is in first. Yeah, Peck has to go for that alternative way, and it's Massa almost doing the mistake as that he did in step number 5, lap 6. So Peck was not able to hold his first place here as he jumped very tight to that pudding there. But he was very lucky that he was able to readjust and stabilize his car so fast. So very good for Peck, but we can see that Bren and Massa came really closer towards him. It's only 10 points between both Bren and Massa towards Peck. This time around it is Bren and Peck now with the best start as Massa is in first, followed up by Yannex. So great job there for both of the players there. So Yannex being one of the 4 Exalty players who qualified throughout the OGL to the Combine match. So great job there for Team Exalty. Definitely a win for them. But look at this, it's neck and neck, and Massa with a very convincing line. So he needs to release in order to not jump there. Yannex still holding strong, almost touching the block there, but stays ahead, or stays strong there, as we see Peck with a mistake and gets overtaken by Bren. But what a fight here for that first place here between both Yannex and Massa. Yannex goes for the attack. Yannex with a better line here, as it seems. As we see, Yannex with a release, and he had to readjust, but he's still in second place. So Massa in first now, and it's getting closer and closer. He's getting closer and closer towards that first place as he's getting a really good jump here. Is he able to make it? He has enough speed. Yes, he has. And Yannex gets overtaken by Bren. So who's gonna get that first place? Actually, it's Massa getting overtaken. Who's gonna take it? Bren with more speed over Yannex. So Bren from... Wait, no! It is Yannex because Bren got a bad landing. Yannex in first over Bren and then Massa. But what a back and forth here in the ending. Oh man, and this is exactly what Yannex was needing. So a lot of mistakes have been done by all of the players. So slowdown for Massa on the Zeppelin and slowdown for Bren in the landing as Yannex landed more in the slope and he had more speed. So what a great round here in the ending. What a battle. Oh man. What a great round. So it's getting closer and closer. So Peck will actually capitalize from that because neither Bren nor Massa getting that 10-pointer here. And Bren has a lead of 7 points going into the 4th round on Zeppelin. Right now it's Peck now with a very good start here as we see Yannex and Massa betting it out yet again here. Same picture as in the prior rounds. Bren in 3rd and Peck in last place. And now we're approaching the dirt section. Do we see any mistake here? Nah, we see actually Bren making a mistake. So he won't have a saying unless the player will make a mistake here. So Massa yet again in first place as he gets attacked by Yannex, who goes for a little bit of a more inside line. Yannex does it really good. Let's see. Yannex that again goes very far to the left and almost touching the block to the right there, but he's still holding strong. Peck comes a bit closer, but Massa still in the lead as we go to the identity of the map. Massa does it really good as well as Yannex. Peck goes for a little bit more inside jump. Yannex jumps so close to the CP. Oh my god, who's gonna take that first place? Massa with more speed. Is he able to survive the Zeppelin? Yes, he is. Massa is in first. Yannex in second. Oh, Massa almost throwing it away. And then we have Peck in 4th place. 3rd place. And Bren in 4th after a mistake that has been executed by him. So getting cozy here. Peck still in first, but only a lead of 3 points. And then Yannex also catching up here towards Bren and Massa. So what a close fight here in that match. Oh, Yannex with a very good line as well as Bren, Peck and Massa. So all of them with a very good start. As you can see here, it is Bren now in first place, followed up by Massa. And then we have Peck just a little bit behind, went for a little bit better line and therefore has more speed over Massa, but this was very risky. Yannex also catching up towards Massa, but it's not sufficient to overtake him. Bren still in first, chased by Peck here. Yannex with a very good line. He has to release. Yes, he has. But released a little bit too much. So Massa will get closer towards Bren and Peck. So what a battle here for that first place. Look at that. Look at that. What is happening here? Who's going to take that first place? In round number 5 on Zeppelin. Peck is moving a little bit further away as we have Bren lurking in the shadow. And Massa with also a very good line. Comes closer towards Bren and has a little bit more speed here in that section. Now approaching the identity of the map. Massa with a very good drift as well as Bren, so Peck drops a little bit further behind. Peck, however, survives the first part of the identity, and Massa with the mid-air release. So who's gonna take it here in the end? Who's gonna take it? It's neck and neck. It's impossible to call. Massa drops down. It's Bren with a little bit less speed, and Peck will get that first place. What a time. 1:26.38, 34.8 for him. What a great round there. Wow. So that's what Peck was needing. And Massa actually was not able to finish. So Massa not collecting any points on the last round here. Oh man. That's devastating for him. Now rock or roll. Rock or roll will be played. Oh man. Hui. Yannex 47 points, only 7 points behind Bren, 55 for Massa. So this will be very spicy. The only player who has accumulated a little bit of a lead is Peck, who's 13 points ahead of Massa. But then for top 2, nothing is said, of course. I have not seen Peck playing on this map because he has won his match there already. So we're very curious to see that. We see 2 players actually going for that outside approach, where I have done myself a lot of mistakes with. You can either go for that inside approach and release a bit, or for that outside approach, and there you tend to drift sometimes. So this is very, very risky to do. So Peck with a very good warm-up. As we can see here, him battling it out with Massa. But let's drink something. My throat is very sore. Check out the other semifinal. Okay. So other semifinal, it's Gwen in first with 73 points. Legu in last with 38. Marcin in third and second with 61. And Afi, oh, surprisingly to see Afi with 58 points. So not that clear between Gwen and the other players. But still a very, very cool fight there. And I could see Legu actually making some damage. Hello, Urumi. Hello there. And let's go. Rock or roll warm-up is over. And we are going into the first round. Let's spectate Yannex. I think he's one of the strongest players here on this map. So you need to accumulate a lot of speed. Go very wide here. Yannex goes a little bit more inside, so maybe he's going for the non-release technique here, as he's still in first. So every player took it a little bit more conservatively. So Yannex not with the best start, but he's still right now in first as Massa comes a bit closer. So Peck and Bren a little bit further behind. So Yannex have seemed to figure out something here on this map for him that works out pretty good for him. So the only player who dropped a little bit further behind is Bren. As we can see here, all of the 3 players are in between 1 car length. But Yannex making a little bit of a mistake. Yannex falling behind, and now Bren comes a bit closer as we see Massa being in first place. But of course the identity, the do or die is remaining, as we have seen Revolution on the prior match making a lot of mistakes here. Oh, Bren goes super close to the wall there and therefore has a lot of speed. Peck actually touching the CPs there. Who's gonna take it here in the end? Is it Massa or Peck? Massa not getting the best landing in the slope, and Peck will eventually grant himself the first place with a 1:11.10. Yannex in last, but every player in between of 0.3 of a second. So what a close round. Every player actually survived this ending, and this was really good for Peck as he moves closer and closer towards finalist status. And you can see Yannex, as he got that second place or third place there, he gets closer and closer towards Bren. And this is exactly what he wants. So Yannex again with a very good start, as we see Massa having a lot of speed, and he has to go. Both of them have to go for that outside approach. So Bren and Pack a little bit further behind. Bren right now closing out the pack here, but he's only quarter a second behind. And Massa making a mistake, and he has to go for that alternative line. So he will be out on that one. Went for the respawn, and this is bye-bye Massa for that round. He can only catch up to a player who will make a mistake in the ending. But this will most likely not happen, because we have seen the other round players did it really good. They did it really good here. So Yannex still in first here. Very, very good performance by him. Pack chasing him, and Bren also in the mix. Still quarter a second behind both of the two players. Ooh, but Bren goes super close to the wall again, so he has a little bit more speed over the other players, but it's not sufficient for him. Who's gonna take it in the end? Is it Yannex or is it Pack? Pack with not the best landing in the slope, so it's Yannex granting himself 10 points. Pack in second, but what a great round here. Yet again, no mistakes here in the ending. Wow. So those players are really showing what they are capable of doing. Yeah, so Massa did a cut, but I think it should be allowed, or like not a cut, but he saved it, because if you clip the half pipe, you're not able to do the second half pipe jump. So that was a save, and good knowledge from Massa there, because players tend to not know the save lines. As we see Massa going for that outside approach again, and just look at this speed as well as from Yannex. Oh, Pack barely clipping there. He was very lucky that he didn't fall down there. Oh man, that was super close for him. So Pack is still in the mix, lucky for him. And Pack actually overtakes Yannex here in that quarter pipe jump. Massa, however, in first. And this is what he is needing, because he gets attacked by Bren and Yannex. Yannex only 4 points away. And Bren is actually now only in last place. So a small mistake being done by him. Alright. So Yannex, what will he do? Who's gonna take it? Will someone fail the identity? We will see everything in a blink of an eye. But Yannex touching the inside of the block there, and will lose additional time. Actually gets overtaken by Bren now in this part. Actually not. But who's gonna take that first place? Will it be Pack or Massa? Pack with a very good landing in the slope, and Massa gets overtaken by him. So what a performance here by Pack here. Great, great round. And Yannex will grant himself the third place after both of the players will fail the end. So what a great performance here by Pack. Look at that. He's 24 points ahead of Massa. And yeah, now because Massa got that second place, it is not too much that he could have gotten away from Bren and Yannex. Yannex only 6 points behind Massa, and then we have Bren 5 points behind him. But we see Yannex now, speaking of Yannex, and praising him for the nice comeback. I mean Pack. I'm sorry, I thought Yannex made the mistake, but Pack praising him for the 24 points difference, making a mistake. And now you're not able to do that jump. Hopefully he's going straight. Okay, I respawned at the prior CP. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. But however, we see Yannex now in first, so this will spice things up. Pack won't have a saying here for that first place. Yannex with a very, very good section. Look at that. He's 13 hundredths of a second ahead of Massa here. And also Bren not having the strongest wall right here. So Yannex up to a very comfortable lead, and I think he's on a 1:10 time, as we can see from the minus here. So what is he doing? What is he doing here in the end? It's do or die for both of the other players. Massa is pushing it. Make it 0.23 hundredths behind him. 0.16 hundredths. So Massa is pushing it. But Massa is now saving it, and Massa actually will grant himself that second place, as we see Yannex in first and Bren failing this identity and gets overtaken by even Pack. So Pack able to finish in third. He will be very happy about that, and he will move up to 98 points. But look at that. Yannex did so good on this map that he is now up to P3. So what a great performance there from Yannex. Bren now up to down to last place as we go into that last round on Rock or Roll. Then we are going to play, I think it will be, no, Mini XXL is last map. I think then we're going to play Bunny Hop. Oh, Pack now going for that outside line. Look at this speed. Pack with a very good line. Goes so close to that roll and almost clipped that again. So very good job. Great job there from Pack. And also it is Yannex in the mix. So all of the players have seemed to survive it. Massa. Betting it over with Bren here. But didn't get the best yeah, transition on the uphill there. So it's Yannex versus Pack and Bren versus Massa. First place and third place battle here. So let's focus here on that first place. Pack right now having a better drift compared towards Yannex. It's do or die for Yannex. He's in dire need of some points if he wants to get closer towards that final status and get a little bit away from Massa. But however, he's just failing it here and has to go for that, yeah. Oh, what is Massa doing? Massa, what is he doing? Massa was able to finish. Wow, what was happening here? Oh man, so Massa was clipping the pole here and went from second or third to last place, and Bren was able to capitalize from that. But what a time there from Pack. 110.40 something. So what a great time here. 108 points for Pack, and he's 29 points out of Massa. And this is super close here. Look at this battle here for that second place. Look at that. Okay, we have Bunny Hop as the next map. And now we have Contest Diving, one of the harder maps in the map pool, but one of the maps that I really dig. This is one of the coolest maps, I would say. Ooh, let's breathe again, because it's warm-up. So. Okay, let's see. What is going on the other match? Oh, the other match is super close for that second place as well, as we have Gwen with 95, Morrison with 86, Afu with 90 points, and Lego with only 58. So Lego seems to be pretty much down the line, but he can be happy about an 8th place here, I just have to say. So still a great performance there for Lego. So Massa off to a good start here, as you can't do the wallbang here anymore. You have to go for a drift, which Massa does really good. So Massa seems to be very strong here, but of course we still have this identity remain here. This identity is quite hard to do. Let's see what Massa is doing here in that warm-up. Is he able to survive it, or is it Pack who can capitalize from that? Massa does it really good, as well as Pack. So great job for both of the players. Alright, so Massa dropping a 123.63. We have already seen 122 times, but that was Afi, so Afi is on another level. He's playing super good here. Alright, but going into round number 1, we could see Pack being finalist in 2 rounds. If he wins this round now, he only needs to finish the next round to grant himself a finalist status, and then if he wins one more round, then he will qualify himself for the final of the single elimination bracket here. This is like the step 2 of the combine, as we see Massa making a mistake. Bren and Pack both with a very good start. Yannex taking it a bit conservatively. We only see Pack going for that inside pole here, and therefore is a little bit further ahead over the other players. As we see a very close battle here between Massa, Bren and Yannex. So Massa was really regenerating from his mistake there and is now in P2. So great job there from him. You really need to hold your gear here, and Massa making an additional mistake yet again, and he's down to P4. Bren is third, just behind Yannex, and then we have Pack on another level. So Pack really wants this victory. He wants it so bad. He's 0.6 of a second ahead of Bren here, who's in second now. Yannex drops down to last place, and Yannex actually has to release here a little bit more. Let's spectate Bren, who's gonna survive this identity. Pack does it really good, as well as Bren. Bren comes a little bit closer, but it's not enough for him. So Pack off to a very, very good start here onto contest diving, and he will survive this ending and will grant himself with a 122.13 the first place. Bren in second, Massa in third, and Yannex only in last place after making a mistake. I didn't capture what happened to him, and yeah, actually pretty close times here, as you can see in the chat here. Every player in between 1/10 of a second in the time attack. So let's see what they can bring to the asphalt or to the dirt here, as we see Bren making a mistake here. Oh, falling a bit behind, loses his speed on this uphill. So he will definitely not have a saying for that first place here. Massa goes super close to that barrier there, but he still holds strong. Yannex in first right now, being chased by Pack and Massa, who are battling out for the second place. Pack, however, touches there on the inside, but he only needs to finish. So this puts some pressure away from him. He's like, okay, battle out for that first place. I have a lot of finest attempt anyways. Look at this, 83 points. He's 35 points. This is mental. He's 35 points ahead of Massa. And then, yeah, it's super close here for that second place between Yannex, Bren, and Massa here. As we see Massa making a mistake and not making that jump good. Actually, he does, but he gets chased by Pack now. And Pack could deny some valuable points here for the German player. As we see Massa, however, making a very good box slide. So Yannex will most likely win this round here. And Pack will move up to final status. So Yannex will most likely even drop a 123.5. Yeah, good time for him. So Yannex up to 91 points. As we see Bren losing it a bit here. He's not able to finish. So Bren down or will remain at 80 points. And good luck towards Pack on his first finals attempt. Is Pack able to qualify himself again as in the other or as in the prior round on the quarterfinal in the first finals attempt? Or are the players able to deny him? As we see Yannex making the first mistake of the round. But for the other players, it's neck and neck. Only Bren drops a bit, yeah, a little bit behind. But it's nothing set in stone, of course. As we see all of the players go for that inside approach. Except of Yannex, who went for that outside one. But he's now 0.6 of a second behind the rest of the pack. 0.65. And it's right now Pack on his road to qualify himself for the grand final of the second elimination bracket. Only Bren is the one to deny him. Yeah, Massa is also in the mix, but touches there again. So Massa again with a mistake here. As we see, he gets overtaken by Yannex. So this is actually really good for the Swiss player. He is really in need of some points. And just staying ahead of Massa is pretty good for him. So Bren is the one to deny him. Bren pulled off some really, really good bug slides here. Pack with a lot of speed, had to release. That does it really good. Bren touching the CP. Bren has to risk it. Bren goes for a very outside approach. And Pack was able to survive it. So it's neck and neck here for that ending. 200 of a second between Pack and Bren. But it seems that Pack will qualify himself and use the first finals attempt yet again. GG, Pack. And Bren will actually fail the ending here. But what a great performance here from Pack. Using the first finals attempt yet again. What a great match from Pack here, dominating it again. Wow. So Pack, after not one player of the others surpassed the 100 point barrier, he is winning this one. But look at this, Massa and Yannex, 95 points respectively. Bren, 83 points, so nothing is decided here for that second place yet. As we see Bren not getting the best gear and Massa is right now in first. Massa in first, and then we have Yannex just behind him. Yannex decides to go for that outside line because he had too much speed or just a misalignment here. But it seems that this will be a free 10-pointer for Massa as we see Bren overtaking Yannex here after just his car tilting a bit. So what is happening here? Not much. Very anticlimactic round. So this gives me the opportunity to drink some water. Thank you, Nightbot. So unless Massa won't make any mistake, it will be his round. Looking good for him. Playing for Team Berlin International Gaming. Massa is, however, only 0.75 of 100. Oh, 0.75. Oh, but Bren with a mistake, and therefore Yannex will overtake him. So Massa in first. Not the best. Oh, wait a minute. So 123.48. A good time. Good regular time. So Massa in first. Yannex in second. And then we have Bren, who's able to finish. Yep, he is in third place. But he is, yeah. He's losing ground more and more as players surpassing the 100 point barrier. And he is 14 points behind Yannex. So this is not looking good for him. Yeah, 123.48 is good, but concerning the times that you can do in time attack, of course, yeah, this is another level then. But yeah, Massa with a good time. But however, now it's a complete role swap as we see Bren in first and Massa in last. So this could get very spicy here pretty soon if Bren wins 2 or 3 more rounds and denies the big boy points towards the other players. Right, so Yannex being chased by Massa here. Bren has already accumulated a lead of 0.7 of a second, so this is really good for the French player playing for Team Lunary. Yannex just behind him has a little bit more speed over Massa, so he will, yeah, increase the gap of him a little bit. Let's see who gets this bad drift good. Yannex seemed to get it pretty good and comes a little bit closer towards Bren as well as Massa. So Bren gets chased here by both Yannex and Massa. Only the identity is remaining here. Massa gets it really good. So who's gonna take it here? Who's gonna take this ending as Bren gets it really good as well as Yannex? So, oh, Yannex with more speed. Who's gonna take it in the end? Is it Bren or Yannex? Yannex goes for a little bit more leftish jump, and it's Yannex actually being in first and overtakes Bren here in the ending. But Bren with more speed. Oh, almost overtaking here, but he hit. He was hitting the left side of the finish, but what a great comeback there from Yannex. What a good box slide. And it's Yannex moving up to 111 points. So 1 round for him to move up to final status. Wow. So yeah, unlucky there for Bren. He was in dire need of some points. But yeah, we have Mini XXL, which is also a very good map. And I would say a very skill-based map. So alrighty. Players are currently warming up. They're currently warming up here. As we see Yannex doing a good warm-up here. And being in first right now, 111 points is really good for him. I mean, this gives him a little bit time to breathe. He only needs 1 second place. And then he just needs to finish in order to grant himself the final status. And the good thing is that Massa needs at least 2 more rounds in order to grant himself the final status. So this is really good for the Swiss player. So most likely we will see a double finalist situation. Or maybe Bren making a comeback. Because if he wins 3 rounds, then Bren can also grant himself the finalist status. So the match will most likely end on Bunny Hop. Then we didn't see Mini XXL. But yeah, let's see. Bren approaching the ending here. Very, very good and stable jump there for him. And he does a 1:10, which is a good time. A very good match time. We've seen 1:9s here, but I mean 1:10 is perfectly fine. Alright. Yannex. The only OGL player in this semifinal. 1 victory away of him granting himself the finalist status. Massa also with a very good start here, as we can see. Yannex didn't go for too much speed, but it's similar speed for all of the 3 players. Oh, this is super close here, going into the dirt section. As we see Bren making it pretty good. Massa also with a very good approach, but it seems that Yannex will actually have the upper hand here over Massa. So Bren up to first, and then we see Yannex who went for insanely uphill, and Massa dropping a bit further behind. So Massa, not with the best round for him, and also doing the hole-in-one. So Massa is most likely not able to finish, and this is super good for Yannex. If he gets first now, he can grant himself the finalist status, so he needs to push it. He has to push it. He has to push it. Bren with a mistake though, and it's Yannex overtaking him. So what a great round, great line there from Yannex, as he is 0.2 of a second ahead of Bren. Only the identity is remaining for him as Bren is pushing it here, but Bren doesn't get it too good, but he's overtaking him here in mid-air, and it is actually Yannex who snipes it with 1,000 of a second. Oh my god, 1,000 of a second for Yannex. What is happening? What was this ending from Yannex? Oh my god. And this is why Yannex gets finalist. 1,000 of a second. This is nothing. Oh my god. So Yannex up to finalist mode. And he has at least two more rounds because Massa didn't finish. That was I was talking about. If you do the hole-in-one there and unfortunately fail the uphill zigzag. He is not able to finish. So Yannex up to a free finals attempt. He will be very happy about it. And Massa also with a mistake here. So this is really looking grim for the German player. It's falling apart. And also Bren, if he wins 2 rounds now, he's up to 119 points. So let's see what is happening. Bren right now in first with a lead of 0.4 of a second. So this is really looking good for the luminary player. As we see, Yannex comes close to 1500ths of a second. Also goes for a very, very smooth landing. And he actually overtakes Bren here in this section. Very, very good transition there for him. But Yannex clips the hole, but manages to stay ahead. So it's Bren's opportunity, or it's Bren's duty to deny him here, as he is 1/10 of a second behind him. Bren off to not the best identity, and it seems that Yannex will actually not take it. It is Bren who, no! Whoa! Oh my god. I thought for a minute that Yannex denied him, but it's Bren who stays ahead of Yannex. And we have now Bren up to 109 points, Yannex 113 points. But what is this semifinal, boys? What is that? Oh man. We could see two players with 119. Nah, actually not. Then the match would be over. Oh, no. Actually not. If Yannex gets third now, Bren second, Bren first and Massa second, we have 2 players with 119 points. But let's focus here on this battle for that first place. Bren with more speed compared towards Massa and Yannex. Yannex and Massa both go for the uphill approach or upside dirt approach, as we see Yannex dropping a bit further behind. And this is the scenario I was talking about. Bren up to first and Massa in second, but Massa seems to have a little bit more speed over Bren here. So what is happening? What is happening, boys? Yannex a little bit further behind, as we see him having a very, very convincing section here and overtakes Bren in this section. So Yannex yet again with a very good landing and overtakes Massa in this section as well. So Bren down to P3 and Massa down to P2 as he gets a very good section. Oh my god, what is happening? So only the identity is in the way. Whew. Massa with more speed. Let's follow Yannex here, as he has to risk it here for the biscuit. Let's go with Massa. Oh my god, what is happening? Who's gonna take it? Bren with a little bit. Bren is out, and it is Yannex who is qualifying himself for the final. Oh my god, what a round. What a round. Oh my god, Bren had too much speed for the entrance here, and it's Yannex who will qualify himself for the grand final. Of the single elimination bracket. But what a round was that? Oh my god. So Pack first, Yannex second, Massa unfortunately is out, and Bren in last place. Ladies and gentlemen, with 109 points. Let's see what is happening here. So Marston was finalist. So we have Pack in first, moving into the next round. So it's Pack, Gren, Afi and Yannex. So 3 OGL players in the grand final. Nice to see that. Nice to see that. And exactly the players that were dominating the first step, the time attack combine section. And now they're in the final of the single elimination alongside with Pack.